Good morning, everybody. Want to come on here and let everybody know what's going on. We'll let a few people jump on here, and I'm sure some people will watch the recording, watch it later on. But we lost our brother yesterday morning. He passed away suddenly, and everybody knows that we've been worried about her sister, with her cancer and everything. And my brother, he's 62. He went in the hospital with pneumonia, and yesterday morning about 4 o'clock, he passed away. And it was a real shock on us. We got a phone call about 4 o'clock in the morning and told us that my brother, I'm 59, he was 62, so we was pretty close in age. So we got to make funeral arrangements this afternoon. So I just want to let everybody know, you've probably been tuning in trying to see if we was having an auction, and we're not. We're having to, we're sort of forced, our hands are forced to keep the fireworks shed open because of the season and the investment and everything. And his funeral will probably be, visitation will probably be tomorrow evening, and the funeral Saturday morning. So we've just been in shock and sort of numb. My brother Larry, he never had an easy life. One of the best memories is, some of you know that I had another brother die of cancer several years back, and we was all big UK fans. So I wanted to take my brother Pete, who had never seen the UK Wildcats play, up to Indianapolis in the Elite Eight. And when I got the tickets, my brother Larry, that just passed away, had said, "Well, why can't I go?" And I was like, "Well, you ain't dying of cancer." And he went. Larry went. Pete, me, and Jeremiah and India all went up there and watched Kentucky. Not just one game, but we got to stay and watch them play 2 games, and stayed in a motel and ate at different restaurants, and we just had a big time. And I didn't realize at the time, I thought I was giving my one brother a wish as far as getting to see the Wildcats play in person for the first time. At that time, several years back, I didn't realize that I was entertaining 2 brothers to see Kentucky for the first time and the last time. And we lay in bed at night and we think about childhood memories, because Larry was 62 and I'm 59, and was pretty close to each other. So he was a heck of a basketball player. And when I can remember being little and on that old blacktop court, he said, made me shoot 3 throws over and over again. I got so tired of shooting 3 throws. He'd say, keep going, keep going. You know why? He wanted his little brother to be good in basketball like he was. And then I remember playing on that same court, and one of the older kids slapped me or hit me, and Larry, he went off. He said, the next one that touches him, he said, I'm going to beat the fire out of you. So it's childhood memories coming back of me and him and all of us other siblings living in that little 1-bedroom house that we lived in for about 10 years when we was all small. And you have Christmas memories come back, and different times, when you played outside, played King of the Mountain. Some of you may not know what that is. And Larry was always king of the mountain, because I tried to get up there and knock him down. He just knocked me down. and building tree houses and going to the old pond and fishing in the old pond, uh, walking through the woods, playing hide and go seek, and walking to school. So a lot of those memories are that I hadn't thought of in a long time are coming back. But Larry's funeral will probably be Saturday morning, and he didn't have any life insurance, so probably after this is over, I may do some kind of benefit or something online here. It's we're always doing something like that, but then when it's somebody real close to you, it makes it that much harder. So we're going to try to help out as much as we can as far as us helping out with the funeral expenses, and I don't know, depends on how much all of it will be. Later on we can do some type of online auction to help take care of it, because like I said, he never had an easy life. Seemed like something was always going wrong, but the good news is that Larry, he was pretty rough at one time. He'd drink and take pills, and the last time I talked to him, he said, Jerry, he said, I ain't took no pills or anything for 8 months. He said, I've been clean. He said, I've been talking to God, and I could tell a big difference in Larry. And you'd have to know the whole story to know why he did some of those things that he did. He had his son murdered here about, 5 years ago, and no resolution there. His namesake, little Larry. You guys heard me talk about that. And he just had it rough. Some of his kids had got in trouble and in jail or in prison, and he just had all that to think about. And I'm thankful for his ex-wife. She let him come and stay in a room and help take care of him, and got him on the right track, didn't let no bunch come running in and out. And I thanked her last night and told her she don't know how much I appreciate her helping him. And she said, well, Jerry, I know we wasn't still together, but I still loved him. And you talking about a love story. And I walked back into his room to where she had let him stay. It was a good, nice room. And I walked back in there last night and touched his bed and just looked around at some of the last things he looked at. And I thought to myself, I only live 4 blocks away from him, and why didn't I go visit him more? Matter of fact, the night before he died, my sister had called me and said they're fixing to transfer him to Bowling Green. You need to get out there and see him. And I said, well, I'll go in the morning. But in the morning never came. He passed away before morning came. And I'm kicking myself for not going on out there. But we're always busy. Always busy. I should have took the time out of my life and went and seen him a lot more than I did. Because like I said, his one kid had got murdered, his other kid was in jail or prison, and he had his one girl there that with his ex-wife, and she helped take care of him and stuff. But I know he had to be lonely, and I'm just always busy doing this and always busy doing that. And so I'm kicking myself for not trying to spend more time with him. And so I just wanted to get on here and let you guys know that my brother did pass away. And when the phone rang that morning, I didn't answer it. And it rang, my brother rang, and my sister was ringing, and I knew it wasn't my sister Kay. Some reason I knew it wasn't. Somehow I just knew it was Larry, and I didn't want to answer it because I thought, well, that'll give me 10 or 20 minutes to not know. And I don't know if you guys understand that. I was thinking, at least I won't know. And then after about 15 minutes, I thought, well, I better call them and see. And I did, and they told me that my brother had passed. And so it's been a rough day yesterday and today. So I just, you guys, I feel like you are family, and want you guys to be praying for us the next few days. And it's going to be rough saying bye to another brother. And we've got a sister she's stage 4 cancer, and it's just all this is rolling in here. But you guys are family to me, and I won't let y'all know that's we won't be having no auction. I don't know when our next auction will be. But you guys, I'll be coming on here saying, telling you guys, keeping you guys updated on what's going on. So just when you say a prayer, be sure to say a prayer for his children, and pray for my sisters and brothers, because there was 10 of us and now there's only 5, and if God don't intervene, it's going to be down to 4 here pretty soon too. And it's really rough as we all get older, and we knew this day was going to come to when, you know, the children, the patriarchs and the matriarchs, we're going to start dropping off. And for me, the day has came that I've dreaded my whole life, even as a kid. I always thought, I don't know, I've always been a worrywart, and even as a kid, I think, well, you know, one of these days we're all going to get old, and me being the youngest, you know, you always think, you know, you'll probably be the last one to go. That may not be the case, but you're going to have to watch each one of your brothers and sisters go the way of the grave. And the day that I've dreaded my entire life, it seems like it's coming to fruition. And it's not an easy thing to live with, but it's part of life. And you just have to face death when it comes, and that's what we're all trying to do, and be strong. And so, once again, keep us in your prayers and keep us in your thoughts. We'll be just sort of, and they've asked me to, I'm going to speak at the funeral. I'm going to be the minister. And we're going to be, and I need prayers to say the right words for my brothers and sisters. When I get up and speak, it's not going to be about heaven. It's not going to be about hell. It's not going to be about salvation. I'm going to talk about my brother's life and memories, and celebrate his life. Because I think when you speak at a funeral, that's what it ought to be about. It ought to be, well, I've got this one cornered in here, this one cornered in here, and I'll throw a sermon down on them. And it's to talk about that person's life and remind the family of the memories that you've had from the time you was a child up and, you know, until the adult time, and to celebrate his life. And that's what we'll be speaking on. And I'll need prayers to be able to make it through that. I spoke at my other brother's funeral and my sister's funeral when they passed away, and I'm going to be highly honored to be able to speak the last words over my brother. And y'all just pray for me that I'll be able to say the right words to comfort my brothers and sisters, and comfort his children and his friends and the rest of the family. But I'm going to get off here, guys. I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know what was going on. I appreciate each and every one of you. It's once again the funeral. Yeah, RV, go ahead, brother. Yeah, go ahead, RV. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Wanda. Yeah, RV, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I know, and I'm not upset at God one bit. There's no way I. Matter of fact, I was talking to him that night. Larry Jay, my brother Larry did. 62 years old and just died suddenly. He had pneumonia and his heart just stopped on him. They intubated him, and that was just too much stress on his heart, and he passed away yesterday morning. But I was praying that night, and I really wasn't even praying for my brother Larry because he had had some problems, with his kidneys and different things in the past, and he went in the hospital and got out of the hospital. I was praying for my sister Kay with the cancer, and I prayed to God. I prayed this prayer to God that night, just a few hours before my brother passed. I said, God, I know my sister's got cancer and is supposedly incurable, and she's not got much longer. I said, but God, if you will heal her, if I ever get cancer, I won't ask you to heal it. And that was my prayer to God that night. I said, if you'll heal my sister of this cancer, if I ever get in that same shape, I will not ask you to heal it. If you'll just take care of her. And I didn't even say a prayer for my brother Larry because I just wasn't thinking that it was that bad or anything. It's pneumonia, and just things like that click back in your mind. And yeah, Jay, Larry was a good basketball player, I was telling everybody else, and if he had only took a few different passes in his life and made a few different turns, he could have played at a small college probably, and his whole life would have been different. But we make those wrong turns, and we make those wrong passes, and we sort of guide ourselves into our future. But RV, I want to thank you. Yeah, Diva, and I was going to ask you, Diva, you had said something about open heart surgery. Was that something recent? Because I wish you had let us know, honey. I don't know if that was something recent or something that, was several months back or a year or so back. But Diva had mentioned about having open heart surgery, and I don't know if that was something recent. 2012. Okay, that's what I was thinking, David. I think you had mentioned that to us before, several years back when we all first started getting on here. Yeah, Larry was, like I said, he had a rough life. Just like all of us, made some wrong choices and stuff, but he had a good heart. I mean, he just had a good heart. He liked to aggravate. I wonder where he got that from. Larry would aggravate you and cut up and just try to make you laugh. And he number one in my book. So I'm going to get off here, guys. Y'all done me a world of good being able to talk to you with your kind words from everybody, and RV and different ones on here. My eyes, I've cried till I can't cry no more, and I'm sure there's going to be several days of that. And I'm probably more. I'll tell y'all this before I go. I probably have more regret is where the tears are coming from than sadness, and I'll explain that to you. I have regret that I didn't spend more time with him, more than sadness. I have regret that I didn't try to help him more than I helped him. I have regret that last night I didn't go, or the night before that I didn't go to the hospital and talk to him, and I'd put it off till the next morning, and I have regret that next morning didn't come. So it's probably hitting me harder, regrets of things I should have done and times I should have spent with him, and that's what's hard on me. So we still got sinuses and congestion from the COVID, and It's like I told y'all the other night. That was a small thing compared to what my brother was going through, and I didn't even realize that he was that sick, and I don't think he did either. I think he thought he was going to come back home, go in there, they was going to clear up the pneumonia, and he's going to get to come back home. And but he's home now. He's home this morning with his namesake, little Larry, that got murdered. He's worried about that and worried about him. So now he's home. He got to be back with little Larry, his son, that he missed so much. So he's back home now with him and my mom and daddy and Pete and all the other ones that's went on. So he is home. I didn't mean to say it like he never did get to come home here on earth, which he didn't, but he's home in eternity now. So I'm going to get off here, guys, and we're going to we got to be up there at 2 o'clock and make arrangements. And but thank you guys, Terry, all you guys, for your prayers and your kind words. It's helped me out a lot because I consider every one of you guys family, and it has helped me out tremendously being able to just get on here and talk to you guys a while. It's helped a lot. It sure has. So God bless you guys. Love y'all.